Here we go.
Do you want to party?
Yep.
That is the question I'm asking you right now. Do you actually want to party? Because I'm looking around and I'm not seeing a lot of people that want to party. I'm seeing a lot of people that want to say, oh, how could you party? Things are so bad. No f***ing shit. Shit always sucks. Welcome. What the f*** are you gonna do about it? Either do something or party. Those are the only two options. I don't want to hear about anything else. So get in your car today, put down the windows, turn up the MGMT, and make it happen. Do you want to party?
Yes, sir. Welcome to the Hump, everybody. You know him. He's Jake Lucas. I am Zachariah. We get you through your morning commute, 9 to 11 every Wednesday, hence the whole Hump theme. Shout out and always rest in peace to Shock G. That's where Tupac got his start. Don't forget that, kids. Tupac was a background dancer for Digital Underground and Shock G. Anyways, Jacob, what's popping, my man?
How you doing, Zachariah? Oh, man, what a night.
You know how you always call yourself country? Nobody's more country than me this morning as I mowed both the backyard and the front yard. Now that's country.
Look at you. So we got Zachariah on some farm or something in Michigan.
It's not a farm. It's not a farm. It's a normal house in Michigan.
Yeah, well, you're looking great. It's a beautiful morning, or I guess afternoon for you. It's kind of an overcast morning here in the Bay Area, but beautiful nonetheless. What a night of sports. We thought this would be dead time, downtime after the NBA Finals, but man, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in Giants world. There's a lot going on in the NBA, and there's a shitload going on in the World Cup for my Portuguese and my Spanish and your Dutch.
I see your little Portuguese jersey you got on. Very cute, my friend.
Thank you. Our boy CR7 lit it up yesterday and announced he is back, and he was back with a vengeance. So, Zach, I mean, where do you want to start, buddy? We got a lot to talk about.
We got to start NBA draft, obviously. Okay. First of all, let's start here. Would you have gone Peterson or AJ one?
I do love a good Jayhawk.
That's Bethy in the background, by the way. Case is the other guy. That's who I'm staying with out here in Michigan. They're just walking right through the set. They don't give a, and they're going to build around whatchamacallit that got traded to the Mavs for Luka. I'm blanking on a lot of names.
Who got traded to the Mavs? Oh, Cooper Flagg?
No, he got drafted by the Mavs.
Anthony Davis.
Yeah, AD. So they're going to build around those two guys, and then that way there's not a ton of pressure. I feel like if they hadn't paid Trae Young, I would have taken Peterson. But based on the fact that they paid Trae Young and they have AD, now I think AJ can just slide right in there. So I think, and for the Jazz, they kind of do need a franchise player, and I think Peterson could be that. So I think it was shrewd moves for both teams.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm not. If it's not Shanahan overreaching on a draft pick, I don't have much to say because I haven't seen these guys play.
Well, yeah, because you got to let it play out. You got to let everything play out.
You got to let everything play out unless it's Shanahan not drafting for positional needs. Then I can be vocal about a draft. The NBA draft, I kind of just, nothing stood out to me as obnoxious the way Kyle Shanahan's draft picks stand out. So everything kind of went how it was expected to go with this NBA draft. So I don't think there's any huge news that came out of it. I mean, we can get into the Dubs pick because I know everyone, people who are watching us care more about that than the overall draft.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that in a second.
Yeah, for sure. So everything kind of went according to plan. I mean, I wouldn't have cashed out Trae. I think the Wizards are going to be good, though, if they keep AD. I know he was on the trade block, or there are rumors of him already leaving. But now with this pick, it seems like they're all in. So we'll see what happens.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're definitely trying to win now. Yeah. And so, I mean, I don't know how that fit's going to go with AD out there. But, yeah, I mean, they're going to go from like a 13-win, 17-win team or whatever to probably being at least in the play-in next year, I would assume, depending on how well AJ translates from college to the NBA. But he had a great freshman run at BYU. Why he chose BYU is beyond me, but maybe it was just to concentrate on basketball because there's not a lot of distractions in Utah, I can tell you that.
Yeah, well, it's funny because BYU is, I thought they're a little overrated initially. So I remember, I think I threw on Utah against them because they had some crazy spread. BYU was favored against Utah by like 16, and I covered that one. So I was like, this BYU team's a little overrated. But then when it came down to the tournament, I was like, okay, there's all this hype about this kid. Maybe BYU is going to make some noise, and they didn't. So BYU can go to hell as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, the top three, I feel like you really could not lose in the top three. Because I think Boozer, just based on the fact that, his dad played, he's been around it, he's not going to be shocked by nothing. Caleb Wilson, my pop two, who I'm staying with out here, is a North Carolina Tar Heel boy. And Caleb Wilson was going to be a big part of their team last year, and he got hurt, but he's got a lot of upside. I might have taken a chance on him. Here's where, if you want to do winners and losers, which is what people do after the draft, I'm looking at the Brooklyn Nets. Number one, they tried to tank their tail off and didn't get nothing but the 6th pick. And then they had Acuff fall to him at 6, and they took Mikael Brown Jr. and let the Kings get Darius Acuff. I thought that was a big whiff by them. Again,
I agree.
Yeah.
Continue.
I'm not pretending to be Dickie V or some sort of college basketball expert, but I know that when I watched Arkansas, that guy kind of jumped off the page. And I can't believe that Brooklyn didn't take him. We'll see how. We can look back on this. This is why some shows, some podcasts, Jake, they have like a log of everything, and then they can go back to see what people said. So who knows? We could be totally wrong, but I think the top 3, top 4, and then if you throw Acuff in there, top 5 were sort of no brainers. But it didn't go exactly in that order. And good for the Kings because if they've been nothing but cursed. Jake, their head coach wins the championship. They traded who else? There was like 3 different people that were involved in the finals that were all Kings related.
Yeah. I like Acuff a lot. To your point, that those Razorbacks were special with him. And he did jump off the screen. He really popped. And I also, we don't need to write anything down, bro. I got a photographic memory. As if you remember, we played the Gladiator game, your ticket, movie tickets from over the years.
Yeah,
I remember everything. I know dates.
You're a movie buff.
I know dates. I know names. I know everything you say. It's committed to memory. I'm not worried about it. Ask me what you said. You had the Knicks in 6. I had the Knicks in 7. I said the Spurs were going to go very far. This was back in January. You poo-pooed that notion. Art and I have been singing praises about our Jazz for the last 6 months, and now they are looking like they're in the driver's seat for a special run in the West. So, there's a lot that's up here, buddy. Don't get it twisted. And when it comes time, I will let you know how all these draft picks, pan out.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. It's pretty hilarious for the Jazz because this is the 2nd year in a row. The kid out of Rutgers, he refused to work out for them last year, and they picked him. And then this year, Peterson refused to work out for anybody but the Wizards because he wanted to be the number 1 pick. And then the Jazz drafted in. So they got a couple of guys that don't want to be there. But Peterson said all the right things. Ace Bailey is the guy that I'm thinking about last year.
Ace Bailey
out for the Jazz, and they drafted him. And then this year, they took Peterson. But Peterson said all the right stuff after the draft. Number one, it was pretty funny because this is probably why he purposely said it, but he said he wants to play all 82 games, which is funny because the whole reason why he wasn't the no-brainer number 1 overall pick is because he was missing games for flu-like symptoms reasons and shit and like load management in college or whatever. Right. So pretty ironic that he said he wants to play all 82, but I think he was prepping himself to make sure that he was healthy and good for the draft. So yeah, look out for your Jazz. Your and Art's Jazz might be onto something.
Dude, you got Keontae, you got Markkanen, JJJ is one of our Utah strong now. They're deep, dude. They're loaded.
That was a sneaky. Jake, that was a sneaky trade last year when the Jazz out of nowhere got Jaren Jackson Jr. So yeah, I mean their starting five should look good, especially with the way Clarkson played. Clarkson averaged like 24 points last year.
Dude, I think they're definitely going to be in the conversation as a playoff team, at least in the West. I mean, it was kind of funny. I thought they were good enough last year to compete, but it seemed like they were kind of purposely tanking to get this pick. So
at some point they just started. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're set now. I'm looking forward to them.
Yeah, at some point they just because I had marketing on my fantasy team and he was not hurt. I was following that like a hawk. He wasn't hurt. They just weren't playing him. So it was like it was a classic tanking job. Wasn't the Jazz one of the teams that got fined?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. So anyways, we'll see if that all pays off. I mean, I think load management's a little bit a bigger issue than tanking is, but because they're not one and the same. But anyways, so yeah, that's about it for anything non-Warriors related. Now, what did you make of the pick? I got some people thinking there's a chance that the Warriors pick might get rookie of the year.
Oh, they're talking about you're going to say moved. He might get shipped off.
No. They're talking about Yaxel possibly winning the rookie of the year because he's going to play a lot and he's going to have a significant role for the Warriors. Now he's hang on, let me read one stat to you, Jake.
Yeah,
and then I'll let you go. Fun fact: Golden State Warriors rookie Yaxel Lendenborg is 148 days older than Brandon Pods, who will be entering his 4th NBA season next year. Your thoughts?
I mean, the guy's been in college for 6-7 years.
So that's Danny. Shout out to Danny who's watching. He said he's been in college since COVID.
Yeah, and I just want to give a shout out real quick. Thank you for checking in, Don Peralta. Thank you for checking in, Mongo, Che Fool, RT, everyone out there who's checking out your Hum Daddies, the Hump. Yeah, dude. So it was bizarre. Did you see the the little fight between Dunleavy and Lacob? They got into like a verbal.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah, Don Peralta says he's older than JK as well, Jonathan Kuminga.
And Jonathan Hero.
Yeah, Jonathan Kuminga is going into his 5th, 6th year in the NBA. That's pretty nuts. So I'm not huge on that. I mean, Yaxel seems like a good dude. I really enjoyed his press conference and his interviews and stuff like that. But it seems like Lacob didn't want him, and Lacob was like chewing out Dunleavy after the pick was made, which is absolutely bizarre. Seeing an owner tear into the GM on the night of the draft after their decision is made. So there must have been some kind of communication breakdown. And talk about a bad omen going into the Warriors season. That's the way you're starting this off with your new draft pick. So I don't know what Lacob was expecting, if he thought they would trade it or if they were going to trade it up until the last second. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I can think of, because you know me, I was thinking they were going to go Nate Ament there. So, like, that's the only thing that I could maybe think of is that maybe he wanted him. I mean, there's not a lot. Again, I'm no college basketball expert, so I'm not going to pretend to be. But that's the only name that kind of jumps out at me that went after Yaxel. But I mean, here's the thing, Jake, and this is where the Warriors have a huge conundrum. And I mean, it's a good problem to have when Steph Curry is your problem. I'm not saying he's the problem in terms of production. I'm saying he's the problem in terms of where does this franchise want to go and how do they want to do it, right? I mean, they always talk about getting younger and they aren't getting any younger, right? Well, they did with this draft pick. But in general, it's like you can't do a full rebuild around Steph. It's not fair to them unless they wanted to tank for a full year and then let some free agents go and then sign some big names and then like do it after 1 year. But it's hard to just waste a year when Steph is still playing this well. So I think this was a win now pick. I think it was like we need a guy, obviously not just in terms of college experience, in terms of all of that. They got a guy that's going to play heavy minutes for them starting this year. Now, if they were looking more towards the future, maybe they would have took a chance on somebody different, somebody younger. But this was a win now move because they're in win now mode. Now, whether or not they can win now is up for debate. But again, I always want to see a full season of a healthy Steph and a healthy Jimmy. We haven't seen it. We got one series of that, and they beat the Rockets in 7. And then Steph got hurt, and then Steph was hurt earlier in the year. Then Jimmy got hurt. We haven't really seen it, but we don't have any evidence in terms of age to believe that they're going to be able to stay healthy together.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because I know a big complaint from Steve Kerr, and maybe one of the reasons he decided to sign back to be the Dubs head coach is that he wanted guys who knew the game. He wanted guys with experience. He wanted guys that he could already set up, run plays for, that understand defense, that understand offense, not these projects that are just pure athletes like a Jonathan Kuminga that you have to basically teach the game of basketball to. And he had to teach the game of basketball to Jonathan Kuminga, and that doesn't really work with 2 timelines when you're trying to win now and you need to insert somebody that basketball is kind of second nature to. So someone like Yaxel seems to fit in really well to what Steve Kerr wants. If that equates into a winning finished product, I'm not sure. I think you need some more actual talent than just a polished kind of well-versed 5-year hooper like Yaxel. But we'll kind of see how it pans out. I think there's more moves to be made, whether it's the whole LeBron thing still needs to work itself out. I don't know if that's going to happen. And by the way, have we seen what's happened to Giannis's brothers yet? Are they cut or are they on the Heat yet? I don't know what's going on with that because
somebody sent it to the thread. I don't know if that was a meme or it actually happened, but yeah, I mean, we all know that's the only reason why they were on the team.
Right. So we talked about that a while ago. I was going to look for Bronny after LeBron goes somewhere else. But I mean, that could lead us into our next thing too. But so what are we going to do with Pods? Because Pods is going to want a contract. He's up for whatever it's called, the rookie extension, the rookie max or something, or who knows with all these all the terminology for all these salary cap things in the NBA. But he's up for a pretty big contract.
Oh, the aprons.
So you got to make a decision on Pods.
Yeah.
Do you want to extend him like what I was talking about? The Lakers just extended Austin Reeves for 4 years, $185 million. 4 years, 185 for Austin Reeves. So I don't want to do that with Pods. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the whole Heat check crew is kind of in the same boat when it comes to Pods. It's the rest of the hum daddies that feel a little differently. Yeah, I'm not paying him that money. I'm not paying him. That's not necessarily like that's not like franchise player money, max money or whatever, but it's close enough. And no, I would spend my resources somewhere else. I'm not paying that. Is he a full-blown free agent right now?
No, he's just due for some kind of max extension for whatever apron he's in, whatever year he's in. I mean, all the bird rights and shit. I don't know how this all works, but he could basically command, I think, mid-20s, like a 4-year, $80-90 million extension, something like that. And I don't want to pay that to him if that's going to be our big signing for the offseason. But there's Kirk Lacob wants to pay him that. And I'll be damned if that's what we're going to do. Okay, it seems like we lost Zach. But yeah, what do you guys think about this Austin Reeves extension? First of all, it tells me that LeBron's gone if Austin Reeves is getting that much. And I mean, what are the avenues? Where can LeBron go? It's kind of all pointing to the Warriors right now, which I'm not sure how I feel about. I mean, I don't think you're serious about winning a championship if your big move is going to be drafting Yaxel and then signing LeBron or doing a sign and trade for LeBron. And if Yaxel's part of that sign and trade, I'm not sure that makes sense either. So, I mean, we got to see how it all plays out. We just had day 1 of the draft. Things are very, very young right now in terms of how the season will shape out and how the offseason is shaping out. Um, so yeah, that's basically it. We got Yaxel. He's been around a long time, and we'll see how he plugs into the Warriors lineup. Okay, well, until Zach comes back, I could riff a little bit on something maybe he's not as familiar with as I am. He's been in Michigan this whole time, while the Giants have made some pretty big news. Okay, so yesterday I get a notification on my phone. Buster Posey is going to talk to the press at 2 p.m. Okay, what could this mean? Buster Posey wants to make a statement about something, and he wants, it's an official presentation of something that's going to be happening, and we all expect it to be some kind of news of import. Something big's going to happen on the Giants front. I mean, what was this going to be? Discipline for Rafi Devers after refusing to come out of the game? Maybe I was hoping fire Tony Vitello. That's where my head was. I thought they were going to announce the firing of Tony V. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Oh, there you are. Oh, that's a better Wi-Fi spot for you. I was breaking into Giant stuff, depending on how long you were gone, but we could bring it back to the NBA.
I just think that the Warriors are in a very peculiar spot where they don't know whether or not. I think the decision was made as long as Steph is still playing the way that he's playing, and I think he's going to make the decision on whether or not he wants to leave or stay. But as long as he's playing like this, they're going to be in win now mode. It might be a futile attempt at it because I can't see them stacking up with teams like the Thunder and the Spurs in the West. But again, we haven't really seen them at full strength. Now they got a young guy that can contribute. There's some athleticism there that Artie's been looking for and crying for a while now. So let's see what happens. Who knows? Maybe they're a 3 or a 4 seed. And with Steph, anything goes. I mean, we've seen Steph single-handedly win series. And so that's basically where the Warriors are at, is all I'm saying, is that you're probably not in a spot where you can win now, but you have to pretend like you're in win now mode. And I would have loved to have had that mic'd up between Lacob and Dunleavy. But that can't be a good sign. If I'm Dunleavy, I'm not feeling great about my job. But I wonder what Lacob was pissed about. And I wonder, who he wanted instead. But we'll see in time, I guess, who's right.
Yeah, so it's going to have to come out. There's too many people around, too many cameras around, too many writers around, too many beat writers around to not know what was said.
You think there'll be a sources says coming out?
Absolutely. We'll figure out what was said. And we'll figure out what kind of direction the team's going in. Because right now, I really don't know. Is the plan to get Yaxel, play out the season, and wait till Jimmy gets healthy? I mean, I don't think that's something that's going to satisfy the thirst of the fan base. And by the way, what's up, Rags? Thanks for joining. Yeah, go ahead.
How long until Jimmy's back?
Jimmy's not back till probably February.
Yikes. Well,
man. So what do you do till then? You got Moody out all year. You got, I mean, who knows if Horford's coming back? I guess Horford gave a shout out to Yaxel. They're both Dominican. So, hey, we got Rafi Devers. We got Yaxel. We got Adamas and Al Horford, the Dominican dandies of the Bay Area, baby.
All the Latin flair Art can handle.
That's right.
Well, I mean, look, I'll put it like this: LeBron and Steph could tread water until Jimmy gets back. If they had LeBron too, I would like their chances to not be in the play-in situation, which they lost this year.
To not be in the play-in, but what about to be an actual competitive, like, championship level team?
Well, I think that could happen with Jimmy there. Problem is,
you think LeBron, Steph, and Jimmy and Draymond,
they're all 40 years old,
are going to take it to the 20-year-old core of the Spurs and OKC?
I mean,
let alone my Wolves, let alone my upstart Jazz. Like, come on.
There's something to be said for veteran grittiness. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, and to that point, Zach, Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi are looking just as good as they ever have in the World Cup.
LeBron was efficient as hell last year. So
he was actually really good. And he had a couple really good playoff games to boot.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. The bottom line is, and I'm just going to reiterate it one more time, they're caught between a rock and a hard place because you got Steph still performing at a high level. You're not going to do a full-blown rebuild. You're going to try to do win now mode, which is why I think they drafted the way that they did. They drafted a guy that they can play starting this week, not a future project, not like future of the franchise type stuff, a guy that can be an immediate impact role player, hopefully starter. I don't know how they're going to shake it all out. And in terms of pods, if you don't have to extend him, don't extend him. I don't care if he's eligible or not. He's not good enough to be one of those situations where it's like if it's Victor, you lock him up as soon as you can. Let the shit play out. Maybe he turns around and he's the guy that Starkey and Dave G think that he is. Maybe he'll stop infuriating the fan base, and then maybe he will be worth the money. But make his ass earn it. I ain't paying him before I have to.
Well, the question is, the big question, Zachariah.
Does it circle around?
Well, it circles back to Pods. Will he be wearing cornrows or will he have his fro?
Fro.
Okay. And that's the big question that circles back to the Golden State Warriors of Golden State.
I think he'll rock his sideshow Bob from The Simpsons.
All right, yeah.
The sideshow Bob do. All right, what were you talking about the Giants? Put me up on game because I just watched the draft last night. It's about it.
Okay, so while you've been gone in Michigan, yes, Rags, Zach is still in Michigan. Have you hit up the strip club Rags suggested?
Well, seeing as I'm staying with my pop too, who's 80 years old, no, I have not hit the strip club. He might like it though.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what happened yesterday.
Okay.
I get a notification. Buster Posey wants to speak to the press.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
This is hot off the heels of of Rafi Devers refusing to come out of the game, and Tony Vitello not saying anything, kind of cowering down in the moment.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking this has to be some kind of grand news, some kind of something of import, something important.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, hopefully, my thoughts, I think I texted you, I pray to God Tony Vitello is getting fired, and I hope it's getting announced.
Yeah.
If not that, then I was thinking maybe some kind of disciplinary news for Rafi Devers, like a suspension. Okay. I'm thinking, I don't know, a trade of some sort, just an overall owning of how awful the season's been, just giving, kind of a state of the union for the Giants. Okay. This guy, Buster Posey, shows up. I mean, he's doing everything he can to make people who have pictures of him on their walls. I have a framed picture, you can't see it from here, up there, of Buster Posey and Mad Bum. He's making people who loved him like he was their son or their brother. He's making them hate him now. This guy has a press conference and says, I understand the Pride Night thing was a big deal. So we've talked about it internally. Now let's talk about baseball questions. Give me baseball questions. That's basically all he said. And then he just starts dodging every question any reporter asks him. And he's like, I'm here to talk about baseball. If it is about baseball, he says, well, I understand the question. Thanks for asking it. It's been a tough year, but we're here to win. I'm hopeful we can win. He goes on to just give a press conference where he says nothing. He says nothing at all. The dude doesn't say anything. A nothing burger. He announced a 2 p.m. presser out of the fucking clear blue sky to say absolutely nothing and dodge questions.
Oof.
So Giants fans weren't happy with it. No one is happy with Buster Posey. He didn't own anything. He said he's still hopeful that the Giants can win still. It just doesn't make any sense. So that's where we are as the Giants. But hey, Giants beat the A's last night 3-1. How about that?
Yeah, Battle of the Bay. I see your boy Robbie Ray tossed the gem, huh? 8 innings.
8
only
innings.
2 hits, 1 unearned run. Lowered his ERA to 3.7. How'd you guys
Rafi got an RBI knock. My boy Chipman got an RBI knock, and Jung Hoo Lee hit a jack.
Oh, okay. There you go. Little Dever, little Chipmunk.
Yeah.
Little Chappie too. Little RBI for Chappie.
There you go.
Jung Ho. Yeah. Okay. All right. The A's they just couldn't hit. I guess Robbie Ray was that good because Savali, he didn't pitch too bad. Only let up 3 runs. Yeah. I mean, I'm a little surprised by that. I mean, the backlash, I don't know how a team, I mean, maybe if it was in like Cincinnati or something, you can get away with writing Bible verses on Pride Night or whatever.
Yeah.
But San Francisco has got to be the single worst, maybe Seattle.
No,
but
San Francisco is the worst.
Got to be the single worst city to do that in.
Yeah,
which is probably part of why they did it. So he didn't even address that. He just said they talked about it internally.
He said they talked about it internally, and I'm here to tell you we're not talking about it anymore.
He called a press conference to say he wasn't going to talk about something.
Right.
Got it. Nailed it.
And there's like protesters outside of the game. You got the Department of Justice want to do, the Trump's dudes want to do an inquiry into the prejudice against Christianity by the San Francisco Giants or
really
by Major League Baseball. Yeah, it's national news. It's all over Fox News. It's all over Twitter. Like, Christians are saying they're being
persecuted,
persecuted, and it's blown up into this whole thing. It's not, and it's talking points here, talking points there. Well, I want to ask you a question. All these people who say the players should be able to express whatever they want, I wonder what their thoughts were on Colin Kaepernick. Just a question there.
Yeah.
I'll let that be a rhetorical one for you guys to think about.
I'll let that sit right there. Look, there are a number of things that are controversial in America between the two sides, or issues that have two sides on them. This is religions they might as well have said that they were anti-abortion. You know what I mean? Like that's where, and I don't know. You had that Fox News lady, right, that said that LeBron should shut up and dribble during all the George Floyd stuff and around COVID or whatever. I think that athletes should be able to voice their opinion. I think it should be done somewhere outside of the platform of the game, right? Because this was before the game, right? They signed hats or something. What they do?
They wrote down Bible verses on their hats next to the rainbow Giants logo.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, see, I think if you want to go to a protest,
it was just a stupid way to do anything. It didn't make any sense. If you're gonna rep Christianity and say how Christian you are, write down Bible verses every game.
Yeah.
And first of all, people have gotten fined even this year for just writing anything on their hat. It doesn't matter what you write. You're not allowed to write anything on your hat because it defaces the MLB's property and logo.
Yeah.
So it was just a really stupid way to execute that. And no, it doesn't mean anyone's against Christianity. There's tons of Christian Giants fans. There's tons of Christians on the Giants. Religious freedom is huge. I'm all for it. I think most of the Pride people, dare I say, almost all of the Pride people, all the gay community is all for religious freedom. That's the whole point. They want freedom. It's all about freedom. So, it was just a really dumb move, and the Giants have never really addressed it or said, that was a really stupid thing to do. We didn't think about our fan base and what the actual thing means. And there was guys on the team that didn't wear the actual hat instead of, you didn't have to wear the rainbow logo. You could have just worn your black Giants hat, and they could have done that. Instead, they wrote a Bible verse on it.
They purposely went out and did this. What I don't get is how many of them did it?
I think it was 3 pitchers, and one of them was goddamn Ryan Walker. Get out of here, Ryan Walker. Get the hell out of here.
Well, I can't believe not one of them said, maybe this is a dumb idea. It's one thing to do something dumb, but when you got 3 grown-ass men, not one of them said, maybe we shouldn't do this. Nobody said that? No?
I would have thought maybe the manager would say something, but that guy doesn't really give good advice or lead people.
Clearly not. So where was that game? San Francisco or Sacramento or Vegas?
Last night was back in San Francisco after a lengthy road trip where we got swept by the Marlins, and we won 2 of 3 against the Braves. Things were looking good, and typical dipshit Giants fashion, we dropped 3 in a row to the Marlins.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, you beat my are my A's still hanging in the first place balance?
They are not in first place, but they're not 18 games out, which the Giants are.
No, they're 2.5 out.
There you go.
Yeah. Still 3 games under 500, so it pays to be in a bad division. But
I guess you don't have the Dodgers in your division, no?
If you had to guess, do you think Tony V survives the year?
Buster Posey sure is talking like he is. Buster Posey's not really hanging anything on Tony. I mean, a lot of the questions they asked, he said you'll have to ask Tony. So maybe that's not a good thing. I would let him last.
Did he have to field any specific questions about Tony's job security?
I don't remember any specific questions about Tony V's job security. I guess it's just me and Artie beating down the door to fire Tony V at this point.
Well, that's kind of what I was asking. Is the local press calling for his job yet or no?
No. They're saying basically everyone is beginning to take blame. Tony V was initially getting a lot of blame. Then for a while they're saying it's everything but Tony V. I think after that third base coach, we realized that wasn't a Tony V hire, and a bunch of these guys have been outside of Tony V's control.
Mm-hmm.
Tony V got a break, but now he's kind of coming back into the spotlight. Like, do his players even respect him at all? Do they trust him? So we're seeing how that's playing out now. But no one's really calling for his job yet, except for a few people on Twitter and me and Artie.
And so it's June 24th. So we're about a little bit about a month away from the trade deadline. What in God's name do you boys do?
A month and a week? Oh, you sell right now, dude. Buster Posey's main message is I'm still waiting on to rip off 8 or 9 in a row. That's what he said last night. Their biggest win streak this year is 3. He said, I'm still waiting to rip off 8 or 9 or 10 and get back in this thing. He actually said that.
Man, you're 9 out of the wild card too.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I hate to draw a comparison and cross sports, but it's almost like a Warriors scenario where it's like you're not young enough to be rebuilding and looking towards the future. So you're kind of in win now mode, but you're not winning.
No, not even close.
Nothing like being in win now mode and not winning. All right, well,
not only not winning, but being the second worst team in Major League Baseball.
Is it that bad?
Yeah,
you're 32-46. Jeez.
Rockies' only worse record than us, and they're in our division, and I think it's a 1-game difference or something.
Wowzers. All right, well, let's transition into something positive. You got your Portugal jersey on. You're our resident World Cup expert leader. I did read an article about the first game, and some clip went viral. I don't know if you sent it or I just saw it on Twitter, but it was one of the analysts for the World Cup, and they were showing all these examples of how the Portugal team was trying to force feed CR7, and they tied, right? A team that they should have beat. They tied 0-0, and there was a bunch of talk about whether or not they should bench him. And then he, like Dumb and Dumber, he totally redeemed himself. Put up a 2-banger, right? But against a country I've never heard of, Jake.
Uzbekistan, dude. So when I think Uzbekistan, it's one of those like Eurasian countries, like Russian-esque. It's similar to Kazakhstan.
Yeah, Ali G. That's what I think of.
Borat and Ali G and all that. Yeah. So I watched the game, not the entire thing. The second I turned it on, Ronaldo scored a goal. It was like in the 6th or 7th minute. Nice. And it just made you remember how great a soccer player Cristiano Ronaldo is. The way he can finish is unlike any player except for maybe Leo Messi that I've ever seen in my lifetime. I mean, he has just crazy finesse, crazy touch, and he can do it at every angle, no matter how his body's positioned. And it was a magical thing to see. So he scored one, and then he scored another, and then it just came falling apart for those poor Uzbekistanis, and it ended up 5-0. Cristiano, they kept trying to get him a hat trick too, and he stayed in the entire game. Most of the guys got pulled. And he had a wide open shot in like the 91st minute to get his hat trick, and he sailed it. But just an amazing display.
So they are kind of forcing it to him.
Well, they weren't initially. Everything was kind of in its natural flow, and then it was 5-0, and they were like, all right, let's try to feed Cristiano his hat trick.
Oh, okay. So just at the end.
Yeah. And I know you're a CR7 guy too. Both me and you we're not like soccer fanatics. We didn't grow up playing high level soccer. I know you did when you're, a little kid. But he's been the guy I followed my entire adulthood as like my soccer guy. And I think that's probably similar to you, except for the Dutch and, certain national teams.
Yeah.
And he's incredible, dude. He's the only player ever to score in 6 World Cups. Think about that. That's a span of 24 years if you do 6 times 4. He scored in 6 World Cups. Guess who didn't do that? Julian's boy, Leo Messi. Leo Messi went scoreless in 2010.
Jake, me and you have been ride or die for CR7. I have done my damnedest, not being a soccer expert, but I've been doing my damnedest to ride or die for CR7. But Messi took the whole argument. It used to be fun. You go back and forth. It was like Tupac and Biggie. You know what I'm saying? And I was riding or dying for CR7, but Messi, there's nothing you could say about Messi, man. The guy's insane. And when he won the World Cup, then he won it. He won it all, right? For Miami.
Yeah. He won it all for Miami. He won it all for Argentina. He won it all for Barcelona. He's won everything. Yes.
So I mean, the argument's kind of over. But, hey, look, put it like this though. Good to see that 2-banger. Good to see that he's not dead yet. So what kind of standings are we looking at? The California, as Art would call them, Mexico 2-0, and they got a 3-goal differential. So they're probably going to win their group. Yeah. Canada, our 54th state, they're 1-0-1, and they got a 6-goal differential. So they're looking to probably win that. Brazil is 1-1, 3-goal differential. United States 2-0, 5-goal differential.
Yeah, so U.S. has already clinched the knockout
and then okay, and then the rest. Actually, Netherlands and Japan. That's going to be a big game on Thursday. I'll be flying home. Netherlands have to beat Tunisia by more than Japan beats Sweden. If Japan beats Sweden. And then your normal countries, Germany, Spain, France, Argentina, Colombia, England, those are all pretty predictable. So, yeah, a lot of chalk, right? Or am I reading anything wrong here?
No, dude, a lot of chalk. But yesterday, let's not bury the lead. Sam Bunn's prized English blokes really blew a game they were supposed to win and got a draw with Ghana. And I was watching that whole thing. Ghana kind of locked up England the entire game. It wasn't even England didn't threaten at all until the very end. And so I threw on a draw that was plus 450 or something. So good on me. I also had a few bucks on the Ghanaians to win, which was like plus 1,800. And that almost happened too. But so England really blew that game. I mean, Spain blew their first game. They had a draw with Cape Verde.
They're still atop of their group.
I know. England. I'm just saying individual games, there's been some big surprises. Egypt's been a lot better than people thought they'd be. Iran's been a lot better than people thought they'd be. Ghana's been a lot better. Cape Verde's been a lot better. So there's been a lot of kind of dark horses that have shown up in this tournament. Not all of them are going to advance to the knockouts, but they're just kind of fun to see upset or have draws with big squads. And just to close off on the Cristiano thing real quick, it was hilarious. I saw his post game. A reporter asked him about like it was going to be a question about how you and Messi are both doing so well in your old age, and he just shunned him away and ignored the question. He said, "I'm not talking about him."
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of love lost between those two. I'm sure they're very aware that there's been arguments about it all day long. But have they ever specifically said anything about each other?
No, I mean, they had to fake like they liked each other at a couple big events for the Golden Boot or the Ballon d'Or or whatever. It's like the best soccer player in the world. They've had to go and get nominated, kind of similar to the Heisman Trophy or MVP or something. It's a big award show, and they go and sit next to each other and have to schmooze, and one guy wins it, the other guy wins it. So they kind of went back and forth for years. So they've spoken fondly of each other, but I mean, when it comes down to actual competition, they don't want to hear anything about the other. It's an interesting dynamic. Yeah.
Shout out to Art, who's watching us. He said, Bill's got quite the glow in Michigan. Talk about looking sharp. And then he said, Messi over Ronaldo. Yeah, we know. Oh, and to circle back, Jake, you were asking about the Antetokounmpo brothers or cousins or whatever they are, brothers. Giannis is a free agent, and Alex is a free agent too. So we'll see if the Heat sign both guys for what is it? What do you even call that at that point? Like I had an ex-girlfriend that had an emotional support dog, and it was such bullshit. I mean, look, shout out to the people that actually need emotional support dogs. I'm saying in this instance with my ex, it was full-blown bullshit. She just wanted to take the dog everywhere. It wasn't emotionally supporting shit. Believe me, if she was more emotionally stable, we would have stayed together. Anyways, my point is they're basically emotional support players now for Giannis.
I mean, they're like his posse. It's like his crew.
Do they ever play?
No. I mean, yeah, in garbage time, I've seen them play a little bit.
Yeah.
I've seen one of them play, I think. The one with the Greek first name. He plays in garbage.
Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis. Yeah.
One. How do you go Giannis, and then Alex? It's gotta be short. It's gotta be short for something, right?
You would think so. Alexandros or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, something like that.
There's no way you go Giannis, Alex. There's no way. All right, just finish up here with some stuff so that I'm not constantly yapping in this house and probably bothering the neighbors. You mentioned earlier when we were talking about Starkey's boy and whether or not they're going to extend him pods. You mentioned Austin Reeves. So he's going to sign a 4-year, $185 million maximum contract to return to the team. How are you on AR? You think he's deserving of that money? I mean, he's shown superstar potential.
Hell no. I mean, I like him. I definitely like him. I like him as a good white dude, not as a guy.
He's better than Pods. Are you being racist?
No,
is it just because he's white?
No. I like Austin Reeves, dude. He's shown, he's definitely had flashes where he looked really good. But I mean, then there's points last year where I'm like, is this dude like a Jeremy Lin? Like, is he? Was that kind of a flash in the pan? When he came back in the playoffs, he was trash, but he might have been playing hurt. So I don't know.
Yeah, he had a rough playoffs. He might have been playing banged up, but he shot 50%. And 36% from 3, 5 assists, 5.5 assists, 4.7 rebounds, and 23.3 points last year. That's pretty damn good. That ain't no Jeremy Lin flash in the pan type of situation. But it'll be interesting to see what the Lakers do because I mean, Mum has been the word on Braun, right? I mean,
Braun's not coming back with that now that they have that contract, right?
Well, it depends on how he has never once in his career taken a discount. But if he wants to go to the Warriors or he wants to go to the Cavs or even if he wants to go back to the Lakers, he's probably going to have to take a pay cut.
But do you see LeBron taking a pay cut to play with Austin Reeves or to be on the same team with Steph Curry? I don't think he's taking a pay cut to be with these two young white dudes, Luka and Austin Reeves. I don't think that would sit well with him. I think he would much rather take a pay cut to be with like his peers in a Steph, in a Draymond, and guys who have rings, who won titles. I think that would sit a lot better for him and make a lot more mental and emotional sense for a LeBron than to have Luka. Luka's already been the big man on campus there, which I think rubbed LeBron the wrong way initially. At least he might have come to terms with it more last year. And especially Austin Reeves. I mean, he looks at Austin Reeves as like, same caliber as Bronny probably. So I don't think he's taking a huge pay cut to play with Austin Reeves.
I think I've seen some clips where he calls him AR. He's got a lot of respect for him. Bron does that podcast with Steve Nash, and I've seen him speak pretty glowingly of AR. I don't think he sees him as probably not one of his peers like Steph. Right. Or something like that, but I think he definitely respects his game. But yeah, I don't know what the Lakers are doing either. They're also kind of in a little bit of a purgatory because they got they're obviously going to build around Luka. They're going to sign AR now, but it's like, do you bring LeBron back and try to run it back? Because they were good enough to make the offs. I believe they avoided the play-in tournament, but are they good enough to hang with the good teams like the Thunder? They got swept by the Thunder, right or no?
Yes. They did get swept by the Thunder. The Lakers are not. I mean, we'll see how that looks with Luka and whatever their team is next year with AR, as you want to call them. I mean, that stands for assault rifle, by the way. And if we're talking gun nicknames, I'm sticking to AK-47, my boy Karolinko.
So
So
good.
yeah,
So good.
the most slept on, underrated player in my lifetime, AK-47. Kalishnikov.
Yeah.
I don't.
Carolina, they were staying at the Claremont Hotel
Yeah,
when I was working at the Paragon,
with
and
Patty
I had
Mac.
just read an article. I bet you could, yeah, Patty Mac always coming in reeking of you know, what was that what's that nasty liquor that smells like
Fernet.
black liquor?
Fernet.
No, it smells like no black licorice. It's like
Oh.
it's got the deer on it.
Jaeger.
Yes,
Yeah.
Jägermeister. Reeking of Jägermeister. Anyways, I had just read an article. If we had a producer or like an intern, I would have them Google it. But I believe in an article, his wife said that he's allowed to have one free pass a year. So he's allowed to cheat on her once a year or something like that. And I saw her at the bar and I wanted to say something so bad because I was like, I wanted to be like, well, do you get a free pass? Because we are at a hotel. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
and she's like
yeah,
a
that's
hot
the
ass
best
Eastern
nickname
Euro
ever.
chick, right? She's a hot Russian.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know she's a knockout. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't. If you're the Lakers, I think that you saw last year that what you had with Braun was not good enough. But again, to your point, AR might have been playing banged up, so maybe they're looking at it the way that I keep talking about Jimmy Butler and the Warriors. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of teams in purgatory. That's all I can tell you. Speaking of which, 2 more articles, and then I'm going to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown, who he's a Berkeley Cal Bear, so I got a lot of love for him.
Yeah.
But he's a little bit of an enigma. And he went on Twitch after and said that last year was his favorite year, even though they blew a 3-1 lead in the first round and lost, whereas they won the championship 2 years prior to that. Wouldn't that be your favorite year? Anyways, really weird comment to say that last year was your favorite year because Tatum didn't play. He didn't say that was why, but Tatum didn't play the majority of the year coming back from an Achilles. He was in a lot of the trade rumors in terms of Giannis. It didn't go down like that. The Heat and Bucks just did a 1-1, but there was going to be like a 3-way where I think he was going to go to the Clippers. Jaylen was going to go to the Clippers. Anyways, he remains there now. And Brad Stevens had to come out and just said he's a big part of us. Quote, I'm never going to predict the future. Every indication, everything I think about over the last few years has been around building around those guys, meaning Tatum and Brown. He said, you never know, but at the same time, one thing I want to make very clear is how valued he's always been. He's been amazing. He's been an amazing teammate and a great person to be around. Now, that kind of sounds like you're talking about somebody in the past tense, but I haven't heard. Have you heard any rumors that Sham said anything about where Brown could go?
Not recently, not after the Giannis trade was made. It seems like all those Brown rumors have kind of quieted down. A lot of them were revolving around the Warriors too, which I don't get. It's just like they would take expiring contracts and give away Jaylen Brown. That doesn't make sense to me either, but apparently that was a possibility and still is a possibility.
For nothing?
For nothing, basically for like Jimmy Butler's contract. And it was probably revolving around the draft last night. They probably a pick or two as well. So now that the Warriors have made their pick, I don't see them having some big, huge trade for a Jaylen Brown. Obviously not for Giannis anymore. So I think those rumors are shut down too. I see Jaylen just staying put in Boston for now.
Huh. Interesting. What was the trade when we were doing Heat Check? What was the trade where it was like literally they were just dumping the salary? It was a relatively big name. You remember what
Julius
I'm talking about?
Randle.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So Julius Randle got.
You're telling me Jaylen Brown and Julius Randle are in the same sentence where we're talking about just salary dumping? There's no way the Celtics trade Brown for nothing.
No, and picks. There has to be picks involved as well, I would assume.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But Julius Randle, right after that trade happened, then the guy who I've taken a fond liking to, Ayo Dosunmu.
They signed him right after
monster extension right after, and that was exactly what I thought it was going to be for. That's why they got rid of Randall so they could afford Ayo. Because I wanted the Dubs to hop on Ayo because he was going to be an unrestricted free agent. He kind of came out of nowhere from what team was he on? He got traded, I think, this last mid-season. Anyway, yeah, and he really he started blowing up on Minnesota. He looked amazing in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
we started off talking NBA draft, and now it all circles back. It all circles back to the NBA draft, Jake. So we're gonna wrap up with this. And this is at the top of ESPN.com. Our boy, Yaxel Lendenborg, who the Dubs just drafted, already coming out with some spice. He might be good for the media, aka people like us that do podcasts and stuff. He came out and said, I'm a big Kyrie guy, so I used to hate Steph Curry.
Yep, I saw that clip. He said, in 2016.
Now that I'm actually going to be able to be on the same team with him, play and actually learn so much from him, it means a lot. He's a very great guy, genuine person. It's going to be an honor to be able to watch what he does in person. And then more jabs. Talking about Draymond Green, he said, I know he's a Michigan State guy. I'm really not too fond of that, but I'm excited to be able to meet him and speak to him in person. This guy's stirring the shit a little bit. He hasn't even gotten there yet.
I love it. He's a quote machine.
Yeah.
And hey, last Michigan dude we drafted, that was a young star for us. Draymond didn't treat very well, so let's hope that doesn't go down that road. If you know what I mean.
I forgot about that. I forgot he was a Michigan guy. Yeah, he said something like he got more girls than him or something like that. There was some juicy stuff there. The old Jordan Poole, man, that thing is going to go down in Bay Area sports. I guess infamousm or something.
Lore.
Here's Dunleavy who got cussed out. He rose from a fringe first round projection into a lottery prospect, despite the fact that he will turn 24 before playing his first NBA game. That advanced age was a factor in the Warriors' process, but didn't dissuade Mike Dunleavy from selecting him with the highest pick of his tenure. Quote from Dunleavy, he's what, 23, almost 24? I'm not worried because he's not 38. The core of the Warriors is both older and injured. Curry is 38. Green is 36. Al Horford, likely to return, is 40. Jimmy Butler is rehabbing a torn ACL. Moses Moody is rehabbing a ruptured patella tendon. Both are expected to sit out a large chunk of next season. That reality cracks open the door for anybody the Warriors would have selected at 11 to get an immediate role. Yeah, he's going to play a lot.
That's a great quote. Exactly that makes me like Dunleavy a little more.
Note to end on, but young cutting it up. You got to love it.
Yeah, that's good. Dunleavy's saying, yeah, he's not 38, so no problem.
I hear you. That was a shot at his whole squad.
All right. Well, we'll see how it plays out. I want to see what's going on with LeBron.
Are you boys doing something this week?
Not to my knowledge. What's today? Wednesday? We'll see how it pans out. I'll talk to the fellas. But yeah, hey, thank you, Don Peralta. Thank you, Mongo Che Fool. Thank you, ADAF. Thank you, Rags. Thank you, everyone, for hopping on this cloudy Bay Area morning. Zach, enjoy the rest of your stay in Michigan.
All right. Well, my internet's shit in bed. It's probably super delayed.
Yeah. Okay. And thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll be back at you at the very least on Monday for Heat Check, and we'll try to bring this morning show to you every Wednesday. I got my daughter sick from school. I got a bit of a cold myself. I'm going to go tend to her. And it was great having you guys with us. We are the Hump Daddies. Have a great rest of your weeks. This is the Hump. Adios.